What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Curtin here. It's Jack and Cletus for the D.B.A.B podcast special edition because
it's Election Sunday, baby.
It's March Madness time, ladies and gentlemen. So the boys here, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about the tournament because it's definitely one of the greatest, most exciting times of the year. You just never know what's going to happen when March Madness comes. The upsets, the craziness. You always see craziness in college basketball. Anyways, like you can look to the conference tournaments that just came and look at all the buzzer beaters, the last minute shots to take it to overtime. I saw one the other day. It was a conference final where a team got up by 1 point and a dude, I guess, didn't realize it and fouled the other team and they made their free throws to win at the end.
It was was it Kent State Akron?
I think so.
Yes,
craziness.
And that kid.
Crazy.
Even some of the women's last weekend SEC championship.
Yeah,
the girls didn't block guard on the 3-point line, and she got a free shot. And won it.
Yeah, and of course the fight that occurred in the SEC championship game there for the women's, great stuff for them. But yeah,
talking about
let's go. I'm talking
entertainment.
About. But yeah, March Madness is here.
Sunday.
We've been waiting for this since college basketball started. Like I said. It's a great time to just be a neutral sports fan overall throughout the tournament, and also support our fellow teams as they hopefully can make a run in the tournament, right? All that fun stuff, right? We got Texas Tech, North Carolina, and all the rest, all the good teams in there.
He had to take his. He got to get his little slug about North Carolina in there,
and A&M, of course. But
he's whoa.
He's a Tar Heel fan. Yeah.
How the crap does that work out? So you just get a fucking pick who the hell you want to root for?
No,
he does.
I go Miami football. Then I go root for North Carolina basketball.
I grew up.
Guess what?
He did not become a North Carolina fan until Jordan
was there. I root for LSU in baseball.
I don't have a college team. I like Tech basketball.
Pick one to stay with it.
So hey, I got a new team the other day. I adopted a new team the other day. It was great on Thursday.
People like you pissed me off.
No, but it was great.
He did get a new team, Cletus.
Yes,
people like you pissed me off.
Listen, Cletus, all my teams. Shut up! Don't piss me off. Like a lot of my teams, I've liked them for over 20 years now. So it's not been the last recent or whatever. So
besides, he's got a 4-day one now.
I got a 4-day one, which obviously I'm not a big hockey guy, but I've adopted the Stars. Okay. Jack took me to a first Stars game on Thursday. Unfortunately, they did not pick up the dub against the Devils.
Hey,
but
welcome.
To the GOAT.
Welcome, Josh.
Thank you. So it was entertaining.
Josh.
As Jack, right? I told him I was going to buy a jersey, and then noticed when the prices were astronomical. I was like, okay, I'll just maybe a shirt. But eventually bought this baseball jersey. Stars is pretty dope. So,
I just like as a kid growing up, just talking about the Stars real quick, then we'll get into freaking March Madness stuff. That year, as a sports fan in the state, I know Jack, you don't give two craps because your team didn't win the NBA championship that year, but as a kid watching the Stars win the Stanley Cup in '99, then a month later the Spurs win their first NBA championship that year, and I was hooked on that because my mom we watched the Stanley Cup as a family, and we watched the NBA championship as a family.
Okay.
And so, just that year as a sports fan just really kind of molded like who I am as a sports fan in the state. Just because, you got basically two organizations win their first championship in the same state a month or two apart from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
so.
Yeah. Shout out to that, man. 2011 special for me. And last year's Rangers run was special.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Damn.
This shout out to Mike Modano, man, getting his statue out there. Great job with the Stars. It's a hell of a statue. And right next to the living, breathing embodiment of what it is to be a loyal Maverick all these years. So shout out to that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: playoff hockey is right around the corner.
Let's go.
I can't almost
wait to go
as
back.
entertaining as
I can't wait to go back.
March Madness.
Yeah.
But you felt the electricity, like the energy, enthusiasm of the arena when you walk in a hockey game, right? It's amplified playoff time, and it's like that for everything in playoffs. But hockey is just like it's big.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about the last stretch of these last 4 weeks of the year in hockey are big time. Their playoff seedings, their matchups, their numbers, their fights.
Right.
All these are going to amplify up to about 1,000, baby. And like, as I know the Stars are sitting first or second, and they get some more wins in their belt in order to get the 1 seed in the West. But they also not have to play the top 4 teams in the West to knock out. So they got like Winnipeg, they have Calgary, they have the Avalanche. Like these teams are playing for spots in playoffs. So let's go, baby! It's getting fun.
I know.
And
I can't
if anything, I want to watch them play one of these games down the stretch to see how it is before we get to that playoff punch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun, entertaining. I'm glad we got a new Star fan in our.
I'm already counting down the days until I can go back to my next Stars game. You know what I mean? It was just a blast. The only before we get, I know we got sidetracked here, but the only negative that I will say about going to the Stars game is the seating arrangements. The seats at the American Airlines Center are garbage. I hope you hear me right now, Cuban, whoever you are. They're garbage because where Jack and I sat, literally, it's like trying to put sardines in a can. There's no room. The little cup holder is like an inch. Knocked over a drink. Got my shoes wet. At one point, I had Jack on one side and had another fellow on this side, and I'm sitting there like bringing in my shoulders squeezed in there. We're having to rotate who's going up and down. But at the end of the day, it was all great fun. We had a great time. So I can't wait to go back. So.
Well, anything out there, we get a bragging. Another thing that's coming up for this great March Madness is we always have this bracket challenge that we do every single year. It's bragging rights. We do it with our friends, family. I think this year I'm going to have a pool of 20 people in our mix this year, in our DBAB F and Fs is what it's called. You want to join in? Give us a call. We'll let you join the fun. It's a pot this year. The winner gets it all. No second place, no third place. Winner gets it all. So bragging rights
let's go.
Winner gets it all and bragging rights for the whole year. I know if anything, I'll tell you this. Hannah is invested in this. She talks so much trash this time of year. Like she brags and talks trash like she's out there playing. Like I told you I called it. I told you I called it.
I can't wait.
It's fun time. And we have a date in AAC to watch the Sweet 16 Elite 8, baby. In the South region. I'm more pumped for that.
Let's go.
I don't usually check bracketology that much, but I've been checking bracketology for the last 4 weeks.
Just see who you're going to get.
See who we get to see. And, think about it, man. The South region is awesome region.
Yeah, I have it written down. So like Jack sent out, he texted me the region, and so like I have it pulled up right now on my computer, just looking at the overall bracket because I went through and I was gonna ask like, what's the toughest region? But I'm sure we can all agree that looking through it, that the South is the most. I would say that the South is the most stacked region in my opinion. Like, I'll just read the teams out, right? So obviously you got Houston's in there. A&M's on that side, Wisconsin, Duke, and then you got Tech, Kentucky, Florida, and Marquette. Like, and of course, those are all the top seeded teams in that side of the bracket. But like, I could be wrong. Maybe y'all agree. But like, looking at the other ones, like, I feel like that's the toughest part of the bracket? Y'all agree?
I would say yes, but I also think the West, North Carolina's, because you have a couple blue bloods.
Yeah.
And you have a couple teams that if they are hot, they are hot. Like, for example, you have Arizona, you have Baylor, you have Clemson, New Mexico, Alabama.
Yeah.
And don't forget about the one of the grittiest teams that has ever been assembled in NCAA basketball, and that's Michigan State. Like,
Jack's
that guy,
really high on Michigan State, so I'll make sure to rub it in when the Tar Heels beat them.
I'm just saying, dude. But it's
hard to go against Tom Izzo in March.
It is. Like, if they lose, they don't lose by more than 10 points in March Madness, baby. I can't tell you the last time. Every time I go against Tom Izzo, he lets me down.
Yeah.
But every time
there was one year they played the team from Tobacco Road in the final and got smacked. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah. But when's the last time a 1 seed or 2 seed North Carolina Duke made the Final Four? Yeah, so shut your mouth on that one, jabroni.
I'm going to.
It's been a long time.
I'm going to research that.
Research that stat. All right. I would say the South is stacked, as Josh was just saying, but I also think the West is probably up there. Just because.
Let's see.
I agree.
I also think the Midwest. I think the Midwest is going to be just because of Tennessee.
Okay.
Let me look at the Midwest. Purdue.
This is now. I will say this. YouTube. I will say that it wasn't. It's not the Tar Heels or the Blue Devils, but the last team. Oh, this is okay. So the last time a number 1 seed won was a couple years ago, Kansas. Last time a number 2 seed won was 2016. That was a Villanova.
But I'm talking ACC.
Yeah, I know.
That was my exact argument.
I know.
It wasn't the 1 or 2.
Sorry, this is freaking Google AI powered.
Cletus, to fill in our listeners, the exact quote that Jack said. The first, I've never rooted for an ACC 1 or 2 seed to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Especially Duke or North Carolina. Because the year that Duke, I guess it was the year or two where Mike Krzyzewski's last year in Duke, they were high on him, picking it, and they lost in the round of 32 to a, you know who, Joshua.
What?
The last time a Duke was number 1 or 2, they lost to a guy that I'm really high on that you said is not very good. They were picked to win the whole thing, and the guy took them out, and that was Tom Izzo of Michigan State. So just think about that for a second.
Oh, yeah. That was a long time ago.
4 years ago? 5? That was 5 years ago.
Michigan State did not win it 5 years ago.
The year they knock out Duke, when Duke was the high favorite, was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, but they didn't win it.
And it was 8 or 9 seed, and they beat the number 1 seed. Just saying. That was not that long ago, and it was Coach K's last year. But I don't know what I'm talking about. We're just talking about the bull.
Now, I will say this. Now, again, talking about Tar Heels, I'm still doing my research, but this is their record 18th number 1 seed. And every time that they've won a national championship is when they've been a number 1 seed. So that may be fair as well.
The Tar Heels?
Yeah.
The last time they won the national championship, they were the number 1 seed?
Mm-hmm. Well,
no way.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just read that. Well, 2 years ago, they made it. They had that magical run as an 8th seed, but then lost to Kansas when they were up 15.5, and then
Rock Chalk, baby.
Freaking blew it. I was so pissed. I've never been so pissed.
Which when they were the number 1 seed, what year was that?
Was it 21? Was it 21?
So I remember last time they played, there was the crazy ending. They made that crazy half-court shot or 3-point shot. Was the last one I can remember.
2017.
Yeah.
They beat Gonzaga. And then 2015 was Duke number 1 beating Wisconsin. And then before that, Duke again in 2010, UNC 2009, UNC 2005, Duke 2001.
But we're in the 20s, my man.
Yeah. Well, okay. Since the 20s, then no, I've done it.
So 2020, we didn't have a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
No. 2021 was
that was the
UConn.
No, UConn was last year. It was UConn and then Kansas and then it was not football. Basketball.
Great podcasting right now.
Baylor beat Gonzaga.
Baylor. Yeah. Poor Gonzaga has always been there. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, I do.
Poor little
That's
Gonzaga.
when Baylor went on that run, right?
Yeah, Baylor was really good.
Baylor was really good.
By 16.
Yeah.
Anyways, this year's bracket though is Jack and I we've talked about it quite a bit. Just looking at and of course Cletus could chime in too because he's been watching way more basketball.
He's in it, baby. Done. He's an expert.
But
like,
dude,
this year's,
I'm telling you, I've watched more. I told you before this. Like I usually don't watch any basketball, and I just fill a bracket and just see what happens.
Yeah.
This year, I've watched more basketball this week. And it also helps spring break. Was this week, so we got to watch a little. But I mean, I've watched more basketball this week than I have in 10 years.
I also feel like
they've been excellent games.
Yeah,
they have.
This has been one of the most craziest college basketball years because of I don't want to say uncertainty, but like any given night somebody can get beaten. You know what I mean? Like, I know Houston's probably been the most consistent where they've lost 3 or 4 games. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't lose as much.
Yeah, but they still, like, if you look at the championship game, they look like dog crap.
Oh,
compared to Iowa State.
Yeah, I agree. But
people are playing. People like Houston. They are in it. Like they know they're number 1 seed. Just be another topping on top of their cake. If they win the Big 12 because they already won the season title.
Right?
And just winning the title.
It was one of those things it's like I was saying. If you like covered up the name, you just covered up everything on the bottom ticker, and just watching those two play, and you bring someone in who has no idea who any of these two teams are, they'll go, "Oh, that team Iowa State, they got to be the higher seed."
Yeah, I agree. I get what you're smelling. I smell what you're stepping in.
But again, and you said too before, Jack, the Big 12. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed when the broadcast went to Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed all those games in Kansas City because they were really good games and they were tough.
Yep.
Big
12. That's why the Big 12 and SEC have the most teams in the tournament.
Yep.
Do they really?
All right.
Both have 8.
All right, fellas.
8.
All right, fellas. Put you on the spot right now, fellas. Right, as we are talking about March and Madness. We're probably going to have several takes on this, but I'm going to throw the first one out there. Without even thinking, here's the number 1 seeds. You got UConn, who's number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Houston, Purdue, North Carolina. Which is the first number 1 seed to get beat?
The first number 1 seed to get beat.
Yep.
You really want me to answer that?
Yep.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I'm cheating here.
I am going to say Purdue. I really want to go North Carolina, but
just say it. Just say it.
It's really Purdue, to be honest with you, because they've for the last 3 years they've been number 1 or 2 seed and they have not got past.
They've underperformed big time.
Right? Did they make it past the first weekend ever? Purdue?
They haven't in the last 2 years that we've seen them.
Yeah.
With the same group, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same group. The big guy they got.
Yeah, he's their go-to.
Right.
I would say that Purdue is probably, to me, I'm not high on Purdue. And my second is I'm not real high on North Carolina. And then UConn and Houston are as good as advertised.
Yeah.
But I don't think UConn repeats because we haven't seen repeat champion. But I do think they are as good as advertised. Same with Houston. But I don't see. I'm flaky with Purdue and North Carolina just for the fact that an NC State team beats the hell out of North Carolina. Now they made them get some magic, and they made it. Now North Carolina State might make another run, but North Carolina State were 8th in the conference, right, Josh? What were they?
Yeah, I think they came in as no, they were They were a 10 seed last night in the ACC. I think.
Yeah, and then they make the jump, but I can't talk much because they're going against Texas Tech on Thursday, but. They had to play for their tournament chances, and they got hot to get in and how much magic they have left. But, like, North Carolina beat the teams they should beat. Like, they beat the hell out of Duke twice.
Yeah.
They beat the teams they should beat, and they lost a couple that they should have won. And they lost the teams they shouldn't have lost to down the stretch. And in March Madness, it's guard play. And you can slow down the game long enough to make a big shot in big moments. And Purdue and North Carolina – don't impress me but Houston's defense and UConn's defense are top percentile in the NCAA right now, and they could turn it on and off. And the only thing that's going to hold Houston back is their injuries.
Yeah,
that's what I was telling Russell last night. Is their injuries is going to hold them back because I know Tech beat up some of their guys when they played. And I said Iowa State's going to beat up some of their guys. And if they can get healthy, get going again, they're pretty solid. But
yeah, I agree.
I would say Purdue and North Carolina are Purdue and then North Carolina, the two number one seeds it out. But we might see an upset. Never know. March.
Yep. What about you, Cletus?
I said before we got rolling, I said I could see Houston. But the more I watched Houston play, and and it's bad because it's that whole, recency bias. The last game I saw Houston play was against Iowa State, who just took them to the back of the woodshed.
Yeah.
But I know Houston is really. I'm with you, Jag. I think I could see Purdue getting beat by TCU in the second round.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Yeah. I can see TCU beating Utah State and TCU beating Purdue and playing lights out
because they're one of the only 3 losses Houston has.
And my thing is TCU their road was a lot tougher than Purdue's just because the league they play in is so much tougher. Yeah. They saw Texas, they saw Kansas State. They saw tough teams all year.
So you're going.
I think I'm going to Purdue. I'm probably going Purdue. Okay. I think Purdue's going to be the first 1 seed out. Now I'll say this, and I saw a stat, and I cannot find it. I wish I would have saved it. Of the defending national champions, I don't think ever have. I think they've never either made it out of the first weekend, or they made it to like the Sweet 16, but they never made it like past. I think the second weekend.
Yeah, I would say
defending national champion.
Just from my own memory,
what do you got, Josh?
I'd say Purdue as well. That's just the first team that comes to mind, just due to recent track records in the NCAA tournament, not being able to perform, whatnot. Especially if they're running a TCU, that's a tough matchup. And I agree with Jack. Say Purdue's the first one to go, and then out of the next 3, who most likely is going to go next? It probably is going to be the Tar Heels. You saw their major weakness last night. I did watching them. If they can't dominate the boards. And you force them to start jacking up threes. That's not their specialty. So That hurt him a lot last
how
night.
How about that kid from NC State? The one I was telling y'all.
The baller, baby. Yeah.
He reminds me a little bit of Zach Randolph.
Yeah, that's Burns.
Josh was talking about him. Yeah,
he's not very athletic looking, but he's sneaky good at what he does.
Yeah. He moves really good on a basketball court for a big guy. You know what I mean?
He looks like he looks like a left tackle or right tackle in the NFL in college. No, honestly, he looks like a freaking offensive tackle that he goes, you know what? I'm just gonna go play some pick. I'm gonna go to the rec center and go play.
Yeah.
And NC State's like, come on, we can beat North Carolina with it.
Yeah. One time it matters. Yeah.
But he reminds me so much of Zach Randolph.
Yeah, he does. Watching some of his stuff was like that. Yes, I agree with that. I would say.
All right, interesting. I'm sure it would be. I'm pretty sure, like, if we were to ask that same question to Benny, Cobbs, and Adam, who obviously aren't here tonight and have been, not for a while. But
way to call him out. Just call him out.
Just call him out. Benny's been more consistent than the other two. I will say that. So if you're listening, shout out to Benny, Cobbs, Adam. You need to step your game up. So. I'm pretty sure they would probably say the same thing. Purdue, I think we'd all probably be in agreement with that. Now, here's the next one I got. Which of the lower seeded teams, I would say double digit, like 10 and below, are going to be the Cinderella this year, if you will?
Well, you're asking us to call a Cinderella here? Well, first off, tell us some 10 seeds.
Okay.
Or I don't have it up.
I got it right here.
All right.
I got it right here, Jack.
Okay, go
you
ahead.
Got the 10s? So Drake, Washington State, Nevada, Dayton. I'm just giving you the matchups.
Yeah.
Nevada's the 10. You get the playing game, Boise State, Colorado. Mm-hmm. They're playing the winner of that game gets Florida. And Virginia and Colorado State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get the winner. The winner of that game, it gets Texas as the 10.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like your 11s are Oregon. They got South Carolina in the first round.
I'm more picking 11 over 10.
NC State's playing Tech. Honestly, I'm just saying right now, I'm picking NC State to beat Tech. I'm just telling you right now, that is happening.
Well,
how long is that magic gonna work, man?
I don't know, but you said when they're Texas second best players in the boot.
Yeah, right? I did say that.
So
I did say that. I'm more of an 11 guy. I think the 10s have a harder slate just because the 7 teams are very good opponents. I think
New
11
Mexico, Clemson.
Yeah, like a 6 and a. Yeah. That's a 6 and a 10 or a 6 and 11.
6 11.
6 and 11. Then the last 11 is. The
Dukes or the whatever they're called.
BYU and the Candies. The Candies, this is the first NCAA appearance since '77.
Yeah, it's been a while for them.
I saw that.
You got to root for them, baby. Even though they're going against the Brigham Young people, but you got to root for them. So think about
I like the 12-5 matchups to pick upsets. Yeah. Those are my favorite ones to pick.
Well, most of the time, I feel like if you go through and look at the statistics from like the last 5 years or 10 years, like that's where majority of the upsets occur. I would say that. So, whatever you just said, 5 and 12, and then also 4 and 13.
They just showed a stat on CBS. The 11 seeds have a higher winning percentage against all those other ones you just mentioned.
Yeah. Really?
But So that's why I say 11s. That's why I say 11s is because, like, to me right now, New Mexico, Clemson, right? I can see New Mexico beating Clemson. That's an ACC team versus a very good New Mexico team. I could see Oregon getting on a run and winning their first round opponent. That's 11. 11-6. Oregon's been like this.
They're playing South Carolina in the first.
Yeah, I could see them beating SEC. I could see Oregon making a run. I could see what's another 6 and 11.
I got
those
you,
are the
Jack.
two. Texas and NC State. I could see NC State making their magic continue staying hot, keeping their magic growing one more week. And then I could see the last one.
I got you. Is the Kenis
versus
and
BYU. Yeah, see, BYU's last appearance was against Texas Tech, and it was a terrible appearance. So I could see BYU coming out real hot, guns a-blazing, but that other team coming out and showing up. So to me, the 6 and 11s are the fun ones to watch because any of those teams could beat each other on any given night. So, like, if they play 3 times, the 11th seed could beat them 2 out of the 3 times. You know, like I could see any of those moments like that. To me, I could see. I could tell you right now, I picked Oregon. I tell you right now, I picked New Mexico.
You know, no, just give me one.
Bracket busters.
Okay.
I say Oregon.
Okay, I'm gonna write down. What was the other one you said? Oregon and. I'll write down 2 for you. Okay.
Like that to me, that's like I could see 11s over the 10s because the 10s, you know, they got to play 2 nights. Like they play like Colorado. Say Colorado wins. I don't know if they're going to win or not, but Colorado has to go. Then they go play a very good 7 seed.
Florida,
you know, like Texas, like they go play Florida, which Florida's hurt now. They lost one of their biggest weapons, offense and defensively with their big guys. Speedy recovery for that young man. But then you play Texas. Like Texas, when they're on, they are one of the dangerous teams in the Big 12. Another thing, we got to shout out to Houston, their first year in a major conference, the Big 12, and they win it outright. Shout out to Houston. That shows you another comparison of how good Houston really is because they jumped from wherever conference they were last year, jumped into the best conference in basketball and won it.
Yep.
Think about that for a second. That's like, but the length. So like, you know, the length of the SEC right now is a thing that, like, in the back of my mind is like SEC teams are going to be dangerous because of their length. Like Auburn, the 4 seed, right? They're a 4 seed. They're scary. They're long. They're lanky.
They're fun to watch.
And then you have Mississippi State, Tennessee.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Cletus, who do you got?
As like a bracket butter can make a little run.
Yeah, just a double.
What we talking run?
Like
what we talking?
Just win the first one. You're saying Sweet 16?
I'm asking.
Well, I'm just saying like which double
make it out of the first weekend?
Double digit. Like which double digit team is going to have that, like, kind of, if you will, Cinderella run? Which team is going to be the one that goes the furthest that, you know,
that we didn't see coming?
Yeah. Oh, well, just in general, like, you know, we've talked about the 10s and 11s and 12s, but, like, you know, for the most part, the 14s, 15s, and 16s don't go that far. But just a team that's a double digit that is going to make it to, I would say at the minimum would be, you know,
round 3, round 2,
Sweet 16, Elite 8 type stuff.
Okay. That kind of changes my.
That changed mine then.
That changes my thought process on that because
I can see before, but like
I can see like
that's not what the original question was.
I can see like NC State.
Rewind this.
Okay, I can see. Let me answer this question. I can see NC State staying hot and making a little run. You know, it's the whole thing in March of like it's not necessarily the best team. A lot of times it's the hottest team. Yeah. What team has gotten hot and is able to click on all cylinders in March?
Okay.
You know, I like NC State. You know, and I told you before the show, I really like McNeese.
Okay.
Over Gonzaga and maybe over Kansas. Okay. Them making a little run.
Okay.
You know,
as a 12,
as a 12. And I think us three like three 12 seeds to at least make it out of the first freaking round. Yeah, you know, we talked about Grand Canyon over St. Mary's. St. Mary's has not played well. Grand Canyon is freaking scrappy and they can score.
Yeah.
You know, and what was the James Madison was the other one over Wisconsin and maybe over Duke. The Dukes can freaking play.
Yeah.
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 And so, like, I like McNeese. I like James Madison. I can see NC State making a little run. I mean, I get 3 teams, and like I said, and us 3 talking about before the show, I think I can honestly say us 3 probably going to pick 3 of those 3 of the 4 12 seeds to make it out of the round of 64 into the round of 32.
Yeah.
And go for
we'll
and
call
see what
one
happens.
At least.
Yeah.
We usually do.
But I don't know. McNeese and James Madison are the 2 teams I've watched and have kind of done a little research on, and just kind of looking at them. Have really okay, they could make a pretty good run in March.
Yeah. What about you, Joshua? What you got?
First off, I will say I should have worded the question so we should have probably went who's gonna be the most shocking upset the first weekend. That's what I should have went, and I would have probably helped y'all better out. I was more of who's gonna be this year's Cinderella, I guess. But I will say this for y'all's picks so far, I think who the teams y'all have chosen so far have the criteria or have the ability to fit both of those categories. That makes sense. Not necessarily some of them won't be true big time upsets, but the runs they could possibly make after the first round have the potential to make them quote unquote Cinderellas, if you want. I feel like Cinderella is more of a term for teams that are maybe 11th lower. You know what I mean?
Well, to me, a Cinderella's like Akron beating Creighton, then going on a run.
Yeah,
or like a Long Beach State or a Colgate beating Baylor. I mean, but just
I would say, I get what you're saying, but a Cinderella for me would be someone that wasn't picked to make it this far and they ended up making it. So, for example, example would be someone like you just mentioned one with NC State. NC State, got in because of winning their ACC championship. Another one could be for me, the 8 and 9 seed, say. The 8, 9 seed Texas A&M goes and makes it to the Sweet 16. That's kind of a Cinderella to me. Some stuff in that regards, like a 7 and 10 game. A 7 opponent beats a 10, or a 10 beats a 7, and then they go on and make it somewhere they're not supposed to. But of course, Cinderella is always 10 and under. Any team that makes it past the first round is a Cinderella because they're not picked to win anyway.
Yeah,
especially against the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds.
But I would say for me, my definition of a true Cinderella would be anywhere a team. I would say probably starting at 11 and down that makes it to the Elite 8 and further. You know what I mean? If they make it to the Sweet 16 and then they lose, I don't necessarily view them as a Cinderella. If that makes sense. Now, if it's a 14th through 16th seed and then make it to the Sweet 16, then that could be a little bit of a Cinderella run. But if NC State gets hot again and they go on a run and they make it to the Final Four, for me that would be the definition of a Cinderella. Now, if they make it to the Sweet 16, I don't feel like that's a Cinderella story. Now, my pick, I had Grand Canyon. That's my team that I feel could be the Cinderella this year. Okay, just to kind of go different from what y'all did. And if I had to pick up a different one, for some reason, UAB is sticking out to me. Those UAB? Lower seeded teams.
Who do they get?
First round they got San Diego State, and then they'd play the winner of Auburn and Yale. Which, who knows what can happen? Next thing you know, you could have UAB and Yale be playing in the second round, and then they play the winner.
I don't know. I don't know. Auburn. I was not high on Auburn, and then I watched them the last 2 nights, and they're good.
Who looks very
Auburn didn't impress me at all, and then I watched the last. Like Cletus said, I didn't know anything about Auburn. I just knew they were but it's also Auburn. What in 2020 should have won the national championship in 2020, but the year got canceled.
Yeah,
right. Wasn't that the same squad?
I think so.
So Auburn, it's not the same pieces. College basketball keeps moving, but teams get hot, and Auburn's long, lanky, and they move fast. And to me,
they can shoot, they can score.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with me.
It's like
is they can
today
defend
they were
and they
like
can
this.
score.
They were like this to Florida today. Like, oh, you almost had us. Oh, sorry. we wanted to keep people in Bridgestone Arena before they went to the party a little longer in here, and then here we go. Sorry,
right? You know who did not look very athletic, and again, granted, I know it's a different league. I watched the Ivy League, the Brown Yale game today.
Yeah.
Again, I just turned it on. It was there, so it was kind of background noise. Yale looks so unathletic. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at their matchup against Auburn. I'm thinking Auburn may run them out of the freaking gym.
Yeah,
but you never know. You never know. Someone could get hot, and you go 12 for 12 from 3 and upset number 4 Auburn. I mean, that's the great thing about March.
I agree with that. But Grand Canyon is a good one, Josh. Grand Canyon is really high on my list too. They do something good, but you also got to think about the bracket overall. Like, who's their number 1 seed in that bracket or number 2 seed? Like, to me, if you're the number 1 seed, if you're the number 1 overall seed and your number 2 overall seed are the dudes, it's hard to make it run.
North Carolina and Arizona are the 1 and 2s in Grand Canyon's side of the bracket. That's the west region.
Yeah.
The 12 I like, again, James Madison and McNeese. You have Houston. This is James Madison. Houston and Marquette are the 1 and 2 in that region, which McNeese's 1 and 2 are Purdue and Tennessee. I like McNeese a little bit better than James Madison.
Yes, I agree with that one.
You have Purdue and Tennessee instead of
but Tennessee's good.
Tennessee is good. They are good. I don't know. And again, so we talked about, it's hard to count out your Tom Izzo's, your Rick Barnes.
Yeah.
When Roy Williams was coaching, Coach K was coaching at Duke, and Roy Williams at NC North Carolina. It's hard to count those guys out in March because they're just.
It's really hard to count out Bruce Pearl.
Yes.
Bruce Pearl.
Bill Self is hard to
Kansas.
It's hard to count him out.
Listen,
at the end of the day, it's madness, baby. You never know what's going to happen. I was about to say
the same thing. At the end of the day, we're talking about all these teams like, oh yeah, Purdue's good, Tennessee's good, and next thing you know, we're going to turn it on Friday and they fucking get beat or something like that, or freaking get beat.
Right. I will say this: Purdue, you could keep your number 1 seed. I think Tennessee's happy with their 2 seed because they're under the radar for a lot of people's things for that reason. Because of that, like the number 1 seed has a target on their back. And I like, think about, like, if our bracket is how it's supposed to, the second round games are going to be intense.
Oh my gosh.
The 7 and 2. So we're speaking of Tennessee, Texas and Tennessee. That's a rematch for the last 3 years or whatever. Texas and Tennessee. Tennessee, if you don't know, Tennessee's Rick Barnes used to coach at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. And then, so we'll go to that side of the bracket too. If our picks are correct, Oregon and Creighton. I'm telling you that. I just told you that was my upset already. Oregon and Creighton. Creighton can slow the game down. McDermott at Creighton has been they have been consistent forever. They've slowed the game down. They play half-court offense and do some really good things. And it could fit into what the Ducks like to do. Unless South Carolina somehow makes me bite my words here. But if McNeese and Gonzaga, McNeese and Gonzaga, they have the winner of Kansas or Sanford.
Mm-hmm.
That's bracket's huge. Purdue and TCU, Utah State. The first round games are always you could tell, last year there was the rule of 65, right? The first team to 65 usually won the game. It's interesting to see.
I want to see.
I wonder what that rule is this year.
Yeah,
I'm going to check it. The first ones I'm watching on Thursday, I'm going to check. 65. You got to see who wins. Like the rule of 65. I know it changes every year, but they had a stat on CBS that had like all the rankings of teams, of every ranking a team of who wins, and the highest, like the one that was 50% was the 8 and 9. And then they brought a stat that, like, Hannah's on the couch and we're sitting on the couch, and I said Mississippi State, Michigan State. That's a good one. Like, that's going to be two heavyweights fighting. And it said, Hannah goes, it's Michigan State. Michigan State's going to beat Mississippi State. And then Clark goes, this one's going to be impressive because Tom Izzo's 68% when he's the lower seed in March Madness. And I was like, Hannah, she goes, you got to listen to me. I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Oh,
so she's the biggest, like, talking mess.
I can't wait. We should all, like, every time she gets wrong on a pick, we should just all just clown her.
Text her.
She gets so mad too when they lose and stuff. But it's fun. It's fun. Stats go out the window in March.
Yeah, for sure.
But the stats go out the window. But the team with the best guards win.
Mm-hmm.
Defense,
like isolation basketball wins March Madness. Yep. Which is what you hate to say, especially when it's like us as coaches are like, individual basketball doesn't win. Yeah, it does. When you have a guy dropping 80 points, you're gonna win.
When you remember when I think we were in high school, Jimmer Fredette and BYU, when Jimmer just went freaking off in that tournament, and basically said BYU get them all back to the Sweet 16.
Yes. What about even Davidson, Steph Curry? He carried Davidson as far as he could until they started shutting them down. And you had Dougie McBuckets at Creighton.
Yeah.
You had Adam Morrison at Gonzaga. These. You remember him, and then you remember Sean May at North Carolina. Yeah, I remember him. You remember Joakim Noah.
Yeah,
right,
Florida.
Yeah.
And the one I remember, like, the back of my mind the most is Mario Chalmers at Kansas.
Yep.
I remember that one, and then Shabazz Napier, UConn.
Yep.
There's like all these individual, like Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse, and
John Morant.
Is that his name?
John Morant. There's always one dude that, like, whether you know him or not, that steps up and just dominates March Madness. It could be from a respected team that's a number one seed, or somebody that's on this 14th seed or whatever. Like, there's always going to be one
who has one. You know who has one of the top 5 picks in the NBA draft right now? Cletus's favorite.
A&M?
McNeese.
McNeese.
McNeese has one of the top five prospect in the NBA right now. Yeah.
From LSU, maybe? Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure where he transferred from, but yeah. I mean, a lot of those mid-majors, they got some legit, like, D1 or Power 5 guys that just transfer in there to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they kill it.
So I'm looking at this because, the whole Ken Palm stuff, the adjustive, like, defense, offense rankings.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, like, the biggest disparities in the defense and offense one. Bama, number 1 adjusted offense in the league, but the 108th defense in the league. So they can't stop a nosebleed, but they can score. Iowa State, the number 2 defense, but the 69th offense.
Nice.
Nice.
But it's like stuff like that, like Kentucky. Offensively, pretty solid, but defensively, they're not very good. They're not great.
That's what they said in the tournament. That's what they were talking about when A&M beat them, I guess. Did A&M beat them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beat them.
That's what they were saying.
Twice.
They said that's like what killed them was they couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
Defense wins championships.
They went Now I'll say this: the last 4 minutes of that Kentucky game, A&M could not stop Kentucky at all. They were pressing them, and Kentucky was just freaking just blowing by them, layup, blowing by them, kick out three. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm watching that game thinking, what the crap, Buzz? Get out of the freaking press and back up.
Come on, Buzz.
Pick him
Tell
up
him.
and
Coach
and
K
pick
come
him
out of
up
retirement.
and pick him up.
Coach
But
K
this
going
is
to come
it-
out of retirement. I'm talking about this
But-
Coach K.
Yeah.
But this is
Not
right
that other
here.
slappy from Duke.
Yeah. But but I think
that's another stat I look at too, but it doesn't do much because when the games are played, that's why the games are played.
But
Amen.
it's my TikTok algorithm right now. It's all like
Basketball.
a lot of it's March Madness stuff because I watch a ton of because I don't watch much basketball like during the year, so I like cram, and so like 1, 2, 3, so. It's all just basketball stats.
Look at this guy. We created a monster in March, Josh.
I know.
Dude,
this was a self-created monster.
Here's the funny thing, though. Like 3 years ago, I did all this freaking research, and I probably did the worst I ever did in my bracket stuff. Then last year, I did very little research, and I did it was one of the better years I've had. I mean, my dad.
How many are you going to create?
2. Actually, let me rephrase that. I have one in ours, and me and Alexis are going to create one together in another pool I'm in.
Interesting.
So I'm in our pool. Me and her are in our pool. Mm-hmm. Then me and her are in together. We're in another pool our softball coach does at Roosevelt. So we're in that pool. And so really, truthfully, I've won. I always try to at least keep my sheet of integrity of I get one bracket and that's my bracket. I don't try to tweak anything. That's the one.
Yeah.
You get one bracket. Yeah. You don't get 5 brackets and say, "Oh, champion." Well, hell, if I get 5 chances of guessing, I may get it right eventually.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna do 3. But I'm only putting 1 in our pot, the one that's gonna count.
Okay. Like I'll probably fill out 1 or 2. Yeah. Like you said, and look at it. Like I told Alexis, I told her, said, okay, you fill out your bracket, let me fill out my bracket, and then we'll come together like on Tuesday,
brownie
Wednesday.
Points, baby.
Tuesday, Wednesday, come together Tuesday, Wednesday, and kind of see like who you have similar, who you have
that sounds
different.
Like a good date, my man.
And
date
so,
night.
Oh yeah, and so, like, and she's never done this, but she's never filled out a bracket before.
What?
And Coach,
dude,
I'm gonna tease her a little bit. She went, so it's like, so I said you kind of like, I can't explain it like fantasy football. You know, there's a pool and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And she goes, so what if they pick your players? I go, have you ever filled out a bracket before? No. Okay, there's 68 teams.
Or we can do a different way where we all get 68 teams and then we pick out a team out of the hat, and if they make it
that would be fun too.
How about doing a eliminator pool?
Eliminator
like you get
pool?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, if your team's out, you're out.
No, it's so every week you pick one team, and that's your team for the week or for that round. Okay, But once you pick, if I pick North Carolina, I can't pick North Carolina the rest of the tournament. So
I got you. So knockout like football. Got you.
Yes, yeah. And so you do that. You know, so say you got to be smart and make sure you're like your national champion.
You have to do it every day or what? Because
every round. So you get one team around. So this first weekend you get that many, but now you can't pick that team again.
Oh, we can do that for $5. Josh, you want to create that?
Yeah, we can do that in our we can do that in our I guess we could do that in our
group text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People got to text. We can do it there, but I mean, because I know Kim was in one a couple years ago where she got like a pool of all the coaches they got to pick a name out of a hat, and that was their team for the whole bracket. And that team, if they were out, you're done. Your bracket's done. You paid money for the pot for no reason. Or if your team makes it all the way to the hunt. So like Kim said, she always got stuck with Gonzaga. I said, well, Kim, they always make to the Final Four. They just don't always win. So you're good until you get to the Final Four. So,
right.
But I said, yeah, I mean, but
imagine
the
if
stakes are a little higher this year.
Imagine if you did that and like every team got knocked out in the first day. All right, here we go, double or nothing.
Right.
Well, like all of us will probably pick who. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to pick Izzo.
First round or second round?
First round, I'm picking Izzo.
I thought you'd probably be willing to save it for second round.
Against the Tar Heels? Nah.
If we go based on what
UConn.
Cletus was saying.
Here, let me do this.
Well, it'd be like, so you round to 68, you would pick one. And if they survive, you get to go to pick the next day, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you don't pick right the first day, you're done, right? Basically.
Here, I just sent y'all. I saw a guy on TikTok. He's doing one. A creator's doing one.
Survivor.
So, yeah.
But,
Putos. Oh, what? So it's one game per day. So you pick a game per day. Okay. So you pick one team per day.
Right.
Yeah. And then you can't use them again the next day.
Yep. Or I think the rest of the tournament you can't.
That's what. Yeah. You can't use the same. So like, say Josh uses North Carolina, he can't use North Carolina the rest of the way.
The rest of the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah. So say someone picks Duke, they can't use Duke the rest of the way. So you got to pick. So you got to pick one that's like in the like for football, you always have to pick like one that you can't use the best one first. You got to use your worst one and then move up to the best ones.
Yeah. Right, but you got to hope that one you pick wins for that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. What is there? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Is there basketball on those all 4 days?
That'd be like $80 if we did $5 a day.
Dang.
But so like if we did it in our group, so like say the first round, say we did it within our text group, so it's the three of us plus Cobbs, Benny, and Adam. So 6 people putting in $5. So it's $30. Whoever, you can't even split it up after that. It just keeps going in the pot. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it'd be because like you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days, $5. That's $20. Then there's 4 weekends of it.
So it's $80.
I would say like
that's $80.
Possibly like maybe all right, the first
win your
round,
money back.
The first round, like all right, we all pick a team that this is going to be the team that we are going to hitch our wagon to see how far they can get, right? And if that team gets knocked out, you can pick another team, but you got to buy back into the pot, if that makes sense. So like if you have a bad spell where you pick a team and they lose, you pick another team, they lose, you pick a third team, they lose. Now you've just put $15 into the pot, whatever the amount is, $15 into the pot.
That's not how knockout works, though, man.
Yeah, but whoever wins it is going to be making some money, maybe. So
that's not how knockout works in this, dude. You're creating a whole nother knockout.
Sorry.
It's we're trying to figure out the logistics of it, but I figured out like you pick a team Thursday, opening day. You pick a team, you pick a game that plays Thursday. You pick that team, they win. So good, you're still alive. Okay.
Friday, you already put your $5. So you put your $5 in for Thursday, $5 in for Friday. Is that right? Saturday, Sunday. So really, it's $20. So really, it's $20 to buy in for the weekend.
Yeah.
Correct.
And there's 4 weekends. Yeah.
Okay. Could you go? Now I'm just talking out loud here. So the $20 for the weekend. The winner of the weekend gets the pot. Could you do that?
You could.
I'm just spitballing.
You could.
I'm spitballing.
You could.
I'm just
but mine would just really.
here.
Mine would just recycle back to next week.
Right, because you just buy back in basically with that money.
Now we could make
it winnings to buy
or
in.
just
we could make
$250 a day, and then it's 10.
Well, we could make it okay.
10 buy-in Saturday.
Now we could make it. Now this is where we can make it kind of fun and interesting to where, all right, excuse me, we're gonna pick per round, but we got to pick out the lowest seed teams.
So you can't go top 4.
You couldn't go.
Top
so like
5.
say the first round.
You wouldn't want to anyway.
No, I'm just saying, but like just to make it fun. And again, I'm probably creating up another thing here. But going like saying 12 seed to 16, and we all got to pick a team. We can't duplicate. We all got to pick, and then whoever.
So okay,
You're basically okay. To be honest, that's what you would do. First off, if you pick the number 1 or number 2 seed first round, you're not very smart. First off, because you know that's like a guaranteed or whatever, and you just wasted that team for the later rounds. So you could do that if you want. You could pick a 1 or 2 seed, but I wasn't. I'd pick like an 8 or 9 or a
12,
10, 11,
or 11 or 12.
Yeah.
To be honest, to survive, but you're creating you're making
you know what?
You're making it
like
more complicated than it is. Me and
listen,
Cleet over here trying to figure out where it's $5 a day. You pick one team. The team survives. You're good.
Listen here.
You survive, and you can put money in for Saturday or for Friday, and then Friday you pick your next team. You pick your next team Friday. Then you put another $5 in, or you can just pay $20 the whole day, and then if you don't make it, you get your $10 back if you don't make it past the first 2
Listen
days.
here,
that's basically what he's saying.
Listen, I got the biggest. I have the biggest. I've solved the problem here. Okay, I've solved the riddle. I'm just gonna be seen, not heard. Y'all tell me what's gonna go happen. Okay, y'all tell me what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be seen, not heard. I'm not gonna shout out nothing else.
So you said there's 4 weeks of this, Jack, right?
Yeah, so it starts the opening the first 4 is Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the first games are Thursday morning at like 11:10, 11:20. Then it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then that's the ends. It goes to the round. It gets you to the Sweet 16 next weekend or this weekend, and then the next weekend is the Sweet 16 Elite 8, and then it's the Final 4 after that. So it's 3 weekends.
Oh, it's 3 weekends.
Yeah, so you have 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first weekend.
Right.
Then you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the next weekend. And then you have Saturday, Monday, the next.
Saturday, Monday. So really, it's not 80. It's 50. I think.
Yeah.
If I'm doing,
unless you want to raise the price when you go up per round.
Oh, dude, I'm payday. Payday is next week, bro. Like you're gonna get. I'm telling you right now, Jack. You're getting my $40 for our bracket next week, not this week. I'm just telling you right now. I am telling you right now.
It's gonna be like Stewie Griffin off. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Where's my money? Huh?
Yeah.
I'm just joshing you.
It's like that's that's normally when it happens. So not too worried about it.
Yeah, well,
we're usually good about it.
Whatever y'all decide, just let me know.
You just keep spitballing some ideas here, Josh. You're doing a great job, man.
Yeah,
it's like you had 2 great ideas, man. I'm so proud of you. You the smartest cookie that ever lived.
It's like the Germans.
I just know. I should have let you go, and you pick. Yeah, Tar Heels first game. All right, cool. You can't use them no more.
No, I would have thought about it more. Obviously, not like once you pick them, they're done.
Yeah, dude. So reality, what you pick? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Sunday. So you basically you're gonna pick 16 or 10 teams.
Yeah, basically
10 teams out of 68.
Yeah,
good odds.
Good odds.
Good.
Just like what are the odds of winning having a perfect bracket?
Okay, there's another thing. Do you think in our lifetime that we will ever see a perfect bracket?
No. No.
I agree.
There's too many variables. Unless like Back to the Future happens and some guy comes back with like the almanac from this year and gives it to his dude, his younger self, and says, here's the bracket, fill this out.
When $100,000 or $1 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, is it Warren Buffett was like, I'll winner get for a perfect bracket, you get $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like isn't the thing you're more likely to get struck by lightning than a perfect bracket.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's very true. No telling what happens day one. Like
oh my gosh.
No telling what happens Thursday.
How about when Virginia got knocked off by that 16 seed that year?
The Huskies, the Retrievers, baby.
What was the school? Is a UHNB or something like that?
Yeah,
UNHB. Yeah, and freaking
the Retrievers, baby. And how about FDC last year? FDU was last year.
Virginia was my national
Peacocks.
Champion. Yeah. Then Loyola Chicago.
Yeah, man.
Sister,
you never know.
Sister Margaret. Who's the nun that was Loyola fan?
Yeah, the chapel.
She was like she was at every game.
Yeah. I can't remember. But yeah, no telling. Well, no telling, man. All right, Joshua. What else you got for us, Joshua?
Well, obviously we've had a great discussion of March Madness. I'm sure obviously next week when we reconvene.
Who's your national champion? No. Who's the national champion? No Final Four. Who's your national champion?
Ooh.
You don't have to use your bracket or just pick your national champion. Top of your head. Hot take.
Bias or no bias?
No bias. Just pick one.
I really want to say a certain team, but
just say it.
D.B.A.B. D.B.A.B.
Let me look at all the teams that are playing against.
No, just pick one off the top of your head right now. We've just had a hell of a discussion for the last hour and 10 minutes. Pick a team.
I think
without stats, nothing. Just pick a team.
It's gonna be tough. You can say this, but I'm gonna say the UConn Huskies are the first team in a long time in that repeat. I think they're one of the best teams in basketball.
They're gonna repeat. He's got a repeat champion. All right,
I got repeat.
Hot take. What do you got, Cletus?
Give me.
I'm gonna write it down.
Give me. And it pains me to do this because I freaking hate them. But give me Tennessee. Give me the Vols and Rick Barnes to cut the net. To cut the nets.
Tennessee. Hot take.
Here's the thing. And here's the funny thing. I don't know why, but ever since A&M moved to the SEC, Tennessee is like the team I can't stand. Like, can't stand the fan base, I just cannot stand the University of Tennessee. And A&M's only played them they just only played them a handful of times since being in the league. And I don't know what it is, but I cannot stand that fan base.
That hurt you.
It
didn't hurt me. A&M's won a little more than they've lost against Tennessee, but that's beside the point. Or okay, Jack, you.
Yeah, you.
Arizona.
I can see it. And the Natty being in Phoenix.
Yeah.
A little home field or home court.
Put my full hat on, baby.
Already written in
Put my full hat on, baby.
Let's go.
So, like, yeah.
You had my second option.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
If you go off the Ken Palm rank, gotta be top 25 in adjusted offense and top like 20 in adjusted defense. There's only 10 teams that can realistically win it if you go off the Ken Palm stuff.
Right.
And one of those teams is the team I picked.
Yep, and one of the teams is the team I picked, and one of the teams is the team Josh picked.
Makes sense.
All three teams hit those standards.
Are the Tar Heels on that list?
They are.
Okay.
But
he doesn't want to put the Tar Heels because he doesn't want to jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I did that shit last year.
Here's the thing, though, too, that may hurt Tennessee. 100% of champions since 2004 have been ranked in the top 12, which Tennessee was, but they have also reached the semifinals of the conference tournament. So that eliminates Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, and Creighton from that list.
Gonna be interesting, fellas. Gonna be interesting.
So here's all right. I sent a thing to Josh. Right?
Am I fucking chopped liver or what?
Just no. Listen, this is what I was saving it for. Okay, for you, for this moment right here, because you're such a good because you're such a good basketball fan, right? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Listen here. It's a 3-on-3 tournament, right? Or 3-on-3 game. You have Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, okay, versus Shaq, LeBron, Kobe. Who's winning?
So Michael, Steph, and who?
KD, Kevin Durant.
KD against
versus
Shaq,
LeBron,
Shaq, and Kobe.
And LeBron, yes.
LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq. Michael,
versus...
KD, Steph. Fuck, give me Shaq's team. And LeBron.
That's what
I
said. Dang straight. That's what I said. Shaq alone.
Who's guarding Shaq? Nobody. On that team? Yeah. KD soft ass to go to freaking, and we're going 90s NBA where you can like touch people.
Oh, 90s where you touch people, huh?
Yeah.
You can touch them, huh?
Yeah, you can touch them.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Shaq. I said, give me Shaq.
We all said that.
I think that was my exact words. I said, give me Shaq.
Yeah. LeBron and Kobe are nice little add-ins because Kobe will shut freaking Steph down. We're talking prime Kobe, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
All in their primes. All of them in their prime.
Give me Kobe. Give me Kobe shutting Steph down. He will bully Steph Curry. And I'll let LeBron handle Michael. Michael may get the best of LeBron on that one. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I got 2 of the 3 that are going to be bullying those other 2.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be close.
No.
Shaq alone to me wins it. Like, he's such a dominant player. Here's another little neato stat. I'll be the statistician for the night. You know, the 40-20 rule. You've heard of this, Mr. Basketball?
Yep.
Nope.
In 2008, Phil Jackson presented the theory that you must win 40 games before you lose 20 to be seen an elite team. This theory became known as the 40-20 rule. 27 of the last 30 NBA champions fell in the 40-20 rule category. The only expectations are the 2004 Pistons, the 2006 Heat, and the 2021 Bucks, right? Can you name me 4, or can you name me 1 of the 4 teams that are the 40-20 teams this year?
Nope.
Well, get a guess.
I don't want NBA. So no,
I know you don't. Give me a guess.
I can't.
All right, Josh.
Let me
Boston.
Help him out. Name me 1 of the 4 teams.
The Jazz.
No.
Is Utah in there?
Boston Celtics.
Boston's in there, yeah.
Okay. We have Boston.
Utah's in there?
No. 3 of them are the West. 1 of them are the East.
So Boston's in the East.
So Boston's your East Coast team.
Yes.
Who's the 3 in the West?
So I'm going to say Denver.
Denver's one of them.
Oh, did I say the Jazz? I'm sorry, I meant Denver. That's what I meant.
Denver's one of them.
Yeah, Denver. Oh, now he wants to backtrack. Thunder.
The Thunder is one of them.
Who's the third right now? The Clippers.
No.
Suns?
No, they're like freaking 8th.
You guys will never guess this.
Are they not?
Oh,
You will not
give me
guess
1
it.
second, Jack. Don't tell me that.
The Kings.
No.
Uh-uh.
I'm about to just round them down. Not the Mavericks.
Nothing. It's about to round down.
Not the Mavs. Not the Pelicans. Not the Jazz. Not the Suns. Not the Lakers.
The Kings.
I already said
No,
the
he
Kings.
said the
Ding dong.
Oh shit. Oh
He
shoot.
said
I mean,
ding dong. I'll
um,
yell and I get some. I would say a legendary power forward played for him in a long time ago.
It's not the
He was in a
Mailman.
movie.
Yeah,
No.
that was the Jazz. That was the Jazz.
He was in a movie with Adam Sandler.
Charles, the Suns, right?
no. I'm trying to think. I looked at
It
the
just
standings.
came out recently.
I
It came out recently.
Came out recently.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. There you go. Minnesota Timberwolves, the Boston Celtics, the Denver Nuggets, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are the 4 teams right now that are the 40-20 rule. So if you're a betting man, Cletus, bet on one of those 4 teams to win the NBA Finals.
Are the Mavs going to make the playoffs?
They'll make the play-in. They'll make the play-in.
They'll make the play-in.
But they make the play-in tournament. I don't know if they'll get past the Warriors, Lakers.
I got you.
Because even the Suns, they gotta beat each other up to get in, and then they get to meet.
Wondering.
Then they get to meet the team. Then they'll get to meet the team like the Nuggets. And imagine playing the Nuggets 7 games, if they even make it 7 with them. You know what I'm saying?
Here's I'm looking at the standings. I'm just kind of curious, just because I haven't watched the NBA and going since 2019, 2018, somewhere in there. When's the last time the Spurs won it all?
2016?
Was it 16, 17?
16, 17, somewhere around there. Because the last time the Spurs won was the year they came back and beat the Heat.
They came back and beat the Heat.
13.
So it's probably been that long since I've actually sat down and watched a Spurs basketball game, all the way, kept up with the season.
Yeah.
You know, looking at it, I didn't realize how bad the Spurs were. Dude, they're not
pretty bad.
Good. They may get the number 1 overall pick again.
That's not how it works, but yes.
Oh, that is not that.
It's draft lottery.
Right.
It's draft lottery. If the worst teams all get in and they get a pot.
They get more ping pong balls than.
Yes.
That's why the San Antonio got Wemby last year, because they won.
Yeah.
They got the lottery. They had the 3rd or 4th most ping pong balls, but
yeah. But
Good stuff. All right, fellas. Now to wrap it up tonight, I know we did a lot of March Madness talk. Obviously, it's that time of the year. We're super excited. It's those playing games are going to be starting
one shining
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
And there's 4 games going on for 2 games.
Oh, by the way, real quick, sorry.
Okay.
They need to bring back the NCAA basketball game. EA Sports does. Just saying.
Well, look how long
they got the football game.
Look how long it is taking to get the football game back.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm aware. I'm well aware of that.
Listen to the state of NCAA basketball. The NIT might not be happening this year because 3 teams just backed out because they want to get the head start on the transfer portal that is opening up, tomorrow?
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Because don't those teams host? They're like host sites, right? Some of those.
Yeah.
The higher seeds are the host sites.
What's going to be crazy, too, is to see, Jack, that's a great point you brought up about the transfer portal, but how that's going to play out during March Madness tournament when these teams get knocked out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be it's going to look just like the bowl season, almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of
It won't be that.
it's already started, but
yeah,
in terms of
I don't
guys
think
hitting the
it'd be
portal and
that
stuff,
bad.
but unless a lot of this, it's easier for them to go to the league compared to football. But anyways,
Yeah,
but,
and there's so many more leagues they can. If they don't get to the NBA, they can go play in like Europe or go play in Russia or Japan or China.
Yep.
You know, they can go play in some of these other leagues.
But as we wrap it down here tonight, obviously March Madness, like we've talked about for the last hour or so. But just to kind of really quickly hit on some other kind of major topics, if you will, in the sports world. But like obviously, one thing, shout out to Scotty Scheffler, right, winning the Players Championship today, entering the final round. He was losing by 5 under, or however you want to say it in golf terms. He was 5 strokes back of the leader when he began the final round today. Shot a 64 to finish 20 under. I'm looking at the final leaderboard. It's just, he shot 20 under, and then the next 3 guys shot 19 under. It's just unbelievable golf scores seen today and throughout the tournament. And then Mr. Scheffler, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Taking home a nice little $4.5 million for winning that tournament. So it's crazy how much these guys make through tournaments. I'm looking at right now,
like their money.
Yeah, but like the guy that finished 73rd today, that he just missed a cut. He finished 4 over, is taking home $49,000, 750 cents. I mean, or whatever. It's just, and then if you finish tied for 35th, which Jason Day did at 6 under, he took home 6 figures.
Nice.
God, it's just all the wrong money there.
And
top
of
what they're wearing. Yeah.
Talking about
golf sponsorships.
Yeah. We are 4 weeks from the Masters.
Let's go. Hopefully, I'm praying that Tiger can make a comeback. Come on, Tiger, give us one more.
We are
give us some glory.
4 weeks. So it's end of March Madness, and then Masters the next week.
Yep. March. Yep. 11th.
Welcome to spring is springing, baby.
11th through the 14th.
Let's go. It's exciting. And then obviously March Madness going into golf. We got the Masters right after that, and at the end of April, we have the NFL draft. And obviously, last week to kick off the new year for the NFL,
we get the long snapper, Jack.
We had that free agency.
The long snapper, son.
We had that free agency open, right? There were some big moves.
That'd be a topic for Wednesday.
There have been some big trades.
Yep.
Obviously, we don't have to
Chicago.
Yeah, we don't have to dive into all of them. Speaking of the Bears, they are. I hope it blows up in their face.
Couldn't happen to a nicer organization.
Yeah, it couldn't happen to a nicer organization, right? I just hope it blows up in their face what they're doing right now. And trading Justin Fields away for a 6th-round pick. And then people were like, well, it can work its way up to a 4th-round pick if he plays 51% of the snaps. And then the Steelers come out and say, oh, he's not going to compete for the starting job. So it's just like,
what?
All right. Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yep. The Steelers came out and said he is not going to be competing for the starting job. It is Russell Wilson's job.
That's stupid. So Russell Wilson could suck.
Yep.
That's stupid.
All right, like the only way he sees the field is if Russell gets hurt early on in the year, basically. So, obviously, just how that goes. Some other signings, obviously. Unfortunately, Jack Steen and the Cowboys haven't been very active in the free agency market. I had a chance to go get big boy from the Titans, Henry. Don't even pick up the phone. Don't even give him a courtesy call to see if he'd be interested to be a Cowboy. So Henry gives him the deuces, and he goes to be a Raven. So
that's a team that got better too.
Yes,
Baltimore.
And I'm not.
Baltimore got a lot better.
Not a Cowboys fan, but I thought that was really dumb on their part. At least they should at least give him a call. Jerry Jeudy went to the Browns in the trade. Looking at here, obviously, we talked about the Steelers and what they've done. Texans making a little bit of moves here and there. Colts bringing in Joe Flacco. Can he repeat that magic that he had last year for the Browns? Another interesting trade. Mac Jones going to the Jaguars in exchange for only a 6th-round pick. Okay, so that shows you how much value he had, right? Calvin Ridley going to the Titans. So the Titans adding up on some skill guys, still don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So
they do.
They got a quarterback. They just don't have anyone to protect them.
They got Mason Rudolph. They got another quarterback in there, so that should be good.
They have no one to protect the quarterback.
They did sign a center who apparently, I think he was one that got the biggest deal for a center or something like that. Signed him to a nice little 4-year, $50 million deal, $26 million of it guaranteed. So not a bad little payday for that man. Broncos haven't done much. The Chiefs picking up Marquise Hollywood Brown have the chance potentially to draft another speedy receiver in with the 32nd pick. A lot of people were thinking that Xavier Worthy could fall to them. Just keep giving Mahomes weapons. So he can go out and repeat again.
He's playing chess. He's playing chess where everybody's playing checkers.
Amen.
And Mahomes restructured his contract so the Chiefs can actually do some things
in
the offseason to give them more weapons so they can go repeat. Yep.
Now, the next team I'm going to talk about here have made some good moves. Jack's not going to like it. Everybody in the league probably doesn't like it. But the Eagles getting Saquon Barkley. They picked up Kenny Pickett to back up Hurts. They got Devontae Parker.
Timeout.
Some other pieces.
Timeout. They picked up a lot of pieces last year. They picked up a lot of pieces again last year too, but it then collapsed on themselves. Could be another thing in Philly. Anyway, continue. Go ahead.
I agree, and especially they got to replace Kelsey too. So
yeah, but that division I think has gotten a little better. The Giants, I know they lost Saquon in that safety, but they brought in some decent pieces to help out. Washington, I think, brought in some.
I think Washington picked up some good guys. Eckler, they picked up Zach Ertz, Colin Farrell, Dante Fowler, Bobby Wagner. They got some good veteran pieces there.
Once again, that division is going to be stacked again, and it's going to be, it's a crapshoot of who's going to win that division again.
Yeah, I agree.
Cowboys won one last year, correct? Dallas did?
Yep. Yeah.
So they won't win it this year because they haven't been a repeat champion.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs going to the Packers could be a good move for them. Xavier McKinley on there as well. Okay.
To be fair, I would thought Aaron Jones would end up in Dallas.
Yeah. He went to the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah.
UTEP guy. But
yeah, he always plays. Anytime he played Dallas in his career, it always seemed like he just said, "Screw it." He's going to have the game of his year was going to be against the Cowboys because he's a Texas kid playing in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
it would not surprise me if Zeke becomes a Cowboy again.
Yeah. Now here's okay, and I don't know.
The Pats release him. Or was he on 1 year?
I think he had a 1 year.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
Yeah. Here's one of the biggest free agency deals that I saw, and I know he's a good quarterback, but he's up there in age. But I can't believe the Falcons are going to commit this much to him with his injury past and stuff. But Kirk Cousins baby, 4-year deal, $180 million with $100 of it guaranteed. Like this dude is made. He's made nearly a $500 million in NFL just recently with all these deals that he's got. He is
think about this. Who was his draft class? Like what draft class was he in?
Oh shoot!
I got it right here. Let me see.
Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback.
No,
he's not.
No, absolutely not. But injury prone, not much success in the playoffs.
Hey, where did he go to college at, Josh?
Michigan State, baby.
Michigan State, yeah.
Sorry.
I really didn't think he would get that one, to be honest with you.
He knows his stuff. He just doesn't know who his draft class
Okay. So he
Wait,
was.
give me a hint on the draft class. Give me a hint. Give me another person. I'll try to tell you the year.
I got you. Let me find it real quick.
So he's 30. I think he's 38, 39.
Yes.
He's been in the league for definitely over 10 years.
Okay. Luke Kuechly was in his class.
Oh, shoot.
Stephon Gilmore, Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson was in his class.
Oh, shoot.
Big Dick Nick Foles was in his class.
Nick Foles?
Ooh, what year was that?
RG3 was in his class.
RG3?
Was in his class for the
12 or 13.
Justin Blackman.
I'm going to go.
Ryan Tannehill was in his class.
I'm going to say 2011.
Nope.
12, 13. It's 12 or 13.
12.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
So, like, that class was, like, the top 10 was Andrew Luck, RG3, Trent Richardson, Matt Khalil, Justin Blackman, Morris Claiborne, Mark Barron, Ryan Tannehill, Luke Kuechly, Stephon Gilmore.
The only reason I
Fletcher
know
Cox.
that the only reason I thought it was 12 was because of the cover of NCAA football was Robert Griffin.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. When you said Robert Griffin, I was like, yeah, that's around that time.
Fletcher Cox was in that class.
Okay, so
retired.
start back.
Was
start
it
back
Cox
at the
just
beginning.
retired or Ingram?
It's Cox.
Which one of the Eagles retired? Yeah, Cox retired. Right?
Start back at number 1 and let's list out those guys in terms of how their career went.
Andrew Luck.
Success.
Retired too soon.
If he kept playing, would have been one of the better quarterbacks to ever play.
Definitely not a bust.
But RG3.
Bust.
Fuck him. Can't stand him. Cannot stand RG3.
Number 3.
Trent Richardson. Bust. Matt Khalil.
Bust. Actually, I think he was decent as a Viking. I think he was a Viking.
Yeah. Justin Blackman.
Bust.
Morris Claiborne.
Bust. That was a
cornerback.
The LSU cornerback.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a bust for the Cowboys?
He played pretty.
He was
He's
not
okay.
a bust. He has not won a ring, but he's not a bust.
He's a good player.
For a top 5 or 6 pick, he's not even one of the. He wasn't never one of the top 10 players at his position. I don't know. I'm asking on that. I don't remember.
Mark Barron, safety from Bama.
Decent. He was a Ram.
Tannehill.
Ram. Bust.
He's a stud.
I agree.
He's a stud.
No. But think about this.
Absolute.
No,
what a stud.
He was the third quarterback off the board. He's a top 10 pick.
Still playing.
Yeah, he's
still playing, baby.
He's
still playing.
Dude, and he was only played quarterback for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, good for him. Continue.
Yeah, no.
Stud.
Luke Kuechly.
Stud.
Retired too soon?
Stud.
Retired too soon, but stud.
Yes,
I agree.
Yes.
Stephon Gilmore.
Stud. Absolute certified.
Don Terry Poe.
Bust. Nah, he did all right.
DT from Memphis.
Didn't he play for the Chiefs?
Defense tackle for the Chiefs. Played at Memphis.
He was all right.
Bust. I think he was good.
All right.
Yeah. Continue.
Fletcher Cox.
Stud. Certified.
Yes.
Stud.
Michael Floyd. Receiver from
Not
Notre
stud.
Dame. Played for the Cardinals.
Not stud.
Bust.
Not stud.
Michael Brockers for the Rams. Bust.
Oh, calm down. He actually didn't do
bonkers.
Brockers.
He won a ring, didn't he?
No. He was on the team. I think they lost to the Patriots. I think it was towards the end.
Oh, that's not a stud.
Okay.
Not a stud.
Bruce Irvin, Seahawks.
Stud.
He
was part of the Legion of Boom.
Swerving Irvin, baby.
Yeah. Quentin Coples from the Jets.
Bust.
But I don't even know.
Drake Kirkpatrick. Cornerback
Bust.
from Bama.
Bust.
Bengals. Melvin Ingram.
Stud.
Linebacker from the Chargers.
Stud.
He's still playing. He just signed a good deal.
Shea McLean. I didn't even heard of this guy. From the Bears.
Bust.
Nah. He's on the Bears. He's a bust.
Kendall Wright from The Titans of Baylor bust. I'll say
Bust.
bust.
I know
He was
firsthand. Bust.
He was a bust. Chandler Jones got
Stud.
drafted by the Pats.
Good.
Yeah.
Stud.
Good family.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good family.
Good genetics. Brandon Whedon.
Stud, baby. He was a cowboy.
That's
Cowboy, baby.
Yeah, he was good for
Gentrified, baby.
Yeah.
Riley Reef. Offensive tackle from Detroit.
He was okay.
David DeCastro.
Good. Another offensive lineman, right?
Offensive guard, yeah.
Bucks.
Dante Steelers.
Okay, yeah.
Steelers played at Stanford.
He wasn't a bust.
Dante Hightower, linebacker.
Stud.
From the Pats. Whitley Marcus. No, I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Whitley Merciless.
Stud.
Texans. Defensive end from Illinois.
Short career, I think, but good.
Yeah.
Short tenure of being good because he was on a very good Texan team defensively.
Yes.
Kevin Zettler.
Good. Bengals.
He was an offense.
Yeah.
Bengals, right?
Offensive guard, yeah. Guard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guard.
Nick Perry, linebacker, Packers.
Yeah.
He was good. He was with Clay Matthews. He was okay.
This is fun.
But he wasn't. That wasn't the guy that took the name. He wasn't the guy that took the
Harrison Smith, safety from the Vikings.
Stud.
Good.
Stud.
Yeah, stud.
Certified stud.
Certified.
AJ Jenkins, receiver, San Francisco.
Bust.
He's still playing.
Is he?
Doug Martin, running back,
Stud.
Boise State.
The hamster, baby. The muscle hamster.
And
that's who that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Last one?
Yep. Last one, was the Giants. David Wilson, running back, Virginia Tech.
Yeah. This is a fun game. We should next time we come back on. We're just going to start like the 2010 draft class to present, and we're just going to go through it first round.
So here's I'm just gonna throw in. I'm gonna throw out one or two more. Courtney Upshaw.
Good
player. And this is second round, by the way.
Bama dude.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Good. He was a good solid receiver. Yeah.
Bobby Wagner.
Stud.
Good stud.
Second round pick.
Jeffrey was from South Carolina. Bobby Wagner was I don't know.
He was the Legion of Boom, baby.
Utah
State.
Utah
State.
Okay. Yeah.
State. I was right about something.
I remember this kid, Brock Osweiler. Remember him?
Oh yeah, Brocky, baby.
Broncos.
He's like 6'7", 6'8", coming out.
Stud Doug, baby. Certified stud Doug.
Levante David.
Good. Still playing. All right, go to 2013. Let's go. Last time through. Go to the next year before we end the show. 2013. I'm also going to try to guess as we're going. I'm going to try to guess what university they came out of. This is a fun game.
Oh, Josh is loving this. This is his.
This is getting my juices flowing. Watch out! Watch out, cat.
Cletus.
Okay, so 2013.
Who's the first overall pick, Josh? 2013. Before he tells us, who do you got? I don't know.
So 13.
Who had the first pick? What team?
I'm looking real. Hold up. There it is.
Who's the team?
The team was the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
The offensive lineman, Eric Fisher.
Yep, I remember this one because, this is the draft where a lot of those offensive linemen that were protecting Johnny Football.
Oh yeah.
They win in this draft.
Is that the Matthews
kid
too?
Guy. He was an A&M guy. Jake Matthews, right?
Number 2 overall.
So
who is it?
Matthews?
Nope. It's the other
defensive lineman.
Nope. Is the other offensive tackle from A&M that year. His brother played backup quarterback for him. This doesn't help you, I know. I know who it is.
I don't know.
What team did he go to?
The Jags.
Jacksonville.
His career was awful.
Luke
Matthews.
something. No, it's Luke something.
It is Luke.
Jokel.
Luke Jokel.
Yeah,
did not have a very good career.
No.
Was a bust.
Yeah.
Deion Jordan, Miami Dolphins.
Oregon?
Yep, defensive end. Good. Oh, here's a good
He
one.
was the
Think
bust,
about
too.
this one.
He was
Think
a
about
bust.
this one. Lane Johnson.
Lane
Stud.
Johnson, stud.
Stud duck. NC
Philly.
State.
Nope.
No.
Lane Johnson. Where did he come? He's from a smaller school.
No, he's not. He's from a blue blood.
Oklahoma.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Went to OU.
Oklahoma. Oh shit.
Ezekiel Ansah.
Oh, yeah. He went to Detroit, Michigan,
Defensive end.
or Ohio State.
Nope.
Oh, shoot.
Smaller school.
Alabama. No.
Smaller school. Mountain West School. Formerly Mountain West School. They're now in the Big 12.
TCU. BYU.
I say no, they're independent. BYU. Sorry, they're independent.
BYU.
My bad.
BYU.
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 There you go. Look at it.
Barcavius
Number 5.
Mingo.
LSU.
Yep. Went to Cleveland. He was a really good defensive end for them.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper.
Lineman.
Went to Arizona.
North Carolina.
Yep. Played guard for him.
Yep.
Lineman. Yep. Yeah.
Tavon Austin.
Receiver. West Virginia, baby. Let's go.
West Virginia.
Him and old Gino, baby.
Yes, sir.
The Gino.
Yeah.
The Gino.
That was- Hey, that year, that NCAA with those two, with
Fun.
oh
Cheat
my
code.
gosh. No, the cheat code was Pat White.
That's true.
That was the cheat code with West Virginia when the spread really kind of first got going. Okay, D. Milner,
Alabama.
Jets. Yep, Alabama quarterback. Chance Warmack,
Alabama.
bust.
Bus.
Titans. I'm with the Titans.
Alabama.
I know.
Dang.
I witnessed him.
Dude, so why? Okay. Titans have had
But-
all these first-round draft picks that have been
No,
bust.
they've had these top 10 draft picks that have been bust.
Yes, that's true.
And top
Dang,
5
Titans,
draft
get
picks.
your
Henry was not
Oh.
a bust, though.
No, but
Most of them
there's
have
a
that.
lot more.
Yes.
They've hit on less than more.
Yes, I agree.
DJ Fluker
Alabama.
went to the
Defensive
Chargers.
tackle. He's an offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle. Yep.
Alabama.
DJ Hayden.
He went to the
Oakland
Raiders,
Raiders.
and he's from, was it UN? No, he was not from UNLV. Maryland? No.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
Yep.
Yeah,
Houston.
Houston.
Go
That's
Cougs.
right. He had the heart problem.
Sheldon Richardson.
Missouri?
Yep. DT.
Yeah.
He was a stud that year.
Mm-hmm.
Star Lutalele.
Utah.
Utah defensive tackle.
Yep, defensive tackle, Utah.
Kenny Vaccaro.
Texas.
Yep. Safety. EJ Manuel.
Florida State.
Quarterback, Clemson. No,
Florida State.
Florida State.
Quarterback.
Jarvis Jones. Pittsburgh.
Florida.
Nope.
Georgia.
Yep. You're close. Good guess. Eric Reed. San Fran.
Eric Reed.
Cornerback, LSU. Or safety, LSU.
Safety LSU. Justin Pugh.
Who?
Justin Pugh.
Spell the
Played
last
for the
name?
Giants.
Lineman.
P-U-G-H.
Oh,
Lineman.
okay, yeah, lineman.
Guard.
Tackle.
Big Ten school?
They are now.
Nebraska.
No, wait. Are they Big Ten school?
Minnesota.
No. They're ACC now, I think. They're formerly Big East. When the Big East was still playing football.
Syracuse?
Yep, Syracuse. Is Syracuse ACC?
Yep.
Or are they Big Ten?
They're Syracuse.
ACC? Okay. They're ACC? Okay, I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
How about this one? Kyle Long.
Kyle
The Bears.
Long.
Oh, defensive end.
No, he's the
Nope, that's his
offensive
brother.
lineman.
That's the brother, yeah.
That's the brother.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
His brother
Kyle's
went to Virginia. The Rams drafted him number 2.
Arizona.
I think. He was
No,
defensive end.
not Arizona.
Kyle was.
Kyle got drafted by the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a Pac-12 school.
Oregon?
Yep.
USC?
Oregon.
No,
Yeah.
Oregon. Tyler Eifert.
Tight end.
Eifert. Yeah. Cal.
Nope.
Arizona.
Nope.
Notre Dame.
Yep.
Notre Dame. Yeah. Tight end you, baby.
I was trying to think like what hint I could give.
I was trying to
gonna
think because I know they've had recently Notre Dame has had a good run of tight ends, and I think he was
Tight end you, baby.
at the beginning of that or early on.
Yeah.
Desmond Trufant.
Washington.
Desmond Trufant.
Cornerback.
Desmond Trufant. Cornerback. Washington. Yeah, Washington.
Hey, but are these teams? Have these guys been bust? We haven't said bust.
No.
Stud or not stud?
Not really.
Eifert's been a stud.
Eifert yeah.
Most of the
Kyle
guys.
Long.
He was okay.
Kyle
He was
Long.
there.
He's a decent career. Not
Yeah.
great. Desmond Trufant.
I think he was okay. I don't think he was a bust.
Sharif Floyd.
Defensive
drafted by the
tackle. Defensive tackle. Florida. Bust.
Good. I'm going to butcher this one.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted by the Colts. Borjan Weiner?
Yeah. Defensive end, Florida
Wagner.
State.
Weiner? Yeah.
Wagner.
Xavier Rhodes.
Defensive back.
Cornerback.
Florida State.
Yep. Minnesota. He got drafted by Minnesota.
He's like a heart surgeon now or something like that. He's super smart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was that like Rogue Scholar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dante Jones.
Why did that?
Datone.
Why did he sound familiar?
Played for the Packers. Played for a Pac-12 school.
USC?
Nope.
Why does he sound so familiar?
Same state.
UCLA.
UCLA.
Yeah,
Defensive end.
UCLA.
Yeah. That was the first name that we've come across on this list that I don't remember.
D-Hop.
DeAndre Hopkins, Clemson, baby.
Yes, sir.
Receiver.
Certified stud.
Stud duck. The studliest duck in all the stud land.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester Williams.
Sylvester. That's a hell of a name.
I'm going to get that.
Stud. Was he a lineman?
DT.
Yeah, lineman.
For who?
Louisville?
Same conference. Good. You got the conference right. ACC.
Sylvester Williams.
Clemson.
Nope.
North Carolina State.
Nope.
North Carolina.
Yep.
There you go.
That's another school that's been like sneaky, like putting guys in the league as North Carolina.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you don't talk to freaking Scooby like that, so.
No, Smokey. Scooby's outside.
Good boy. Cordell Patterson.
Receiver.
Ohio State, baby.
Not receiver. He wasn't drafted receiver.
He was a quarterback.
Nope. He was
returner?
Running back. He is drafted as a running back.
He's from Tennessee.
Yep.
Tennessee.
But they used him more as receiver in the league.
Yeah, punt return.
I'm thinking of someone else.
Alec Ogletree.
Linebacker. Georgia to the Rams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Travis Frederick.
He was good.
Center. Dallas Cowboys. Wisconsin.
Good.
Let's go.
Matt Elam.
Great Wall of Dallas.
Matt Elam, safety. Florida. He got drafted by Baltimore.
Yep.
One of the greatest centers that Dallas has ever had.
Amen.
Travis Frederick.
Retired too soon.
That's it. That was Matt Elam was the final pick of that draft.
Let's go. Hey, for our viewers, next week we're going to start off with 2014.
So like that. So here's the second round real quick. Zach Ertz, Darius Slay,
tight end, baby.
Manti Te'o,
Linebacker,
Geno Smith, Le'Veon Bell.
Pittsburgh.
Where's Bell from?
Le'Veon?
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. I knew.
Yeah. Stupid.
Eddie Lacy was in this draft. Travis Kelce was in this draft.
Cincinnati.
Stand up.
Hey, I love when Andy Reid tells the story of drafting Travis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Calls Jason, goes, "Is your brother gonna? Who
Mess
we
this
getting?
up?
Yeah. Is your brother gonna mess this up for us?
Great story.
No, coach.
Great
Okay.
story.
Great story.
But, Gentlemen. As always, another great episode. We went and talked about March Madness before the true madness begins. We talked a little bit about players looking ahead towards the Masters. We dived into some free agency. We went down a wormhole trying to guess draft picks, whether they were busts or not, what school they came from. We're going to continue that trend because we like doing that stuff. We like having fun with it, trying to give each other trivia and all that kind of stuff. Makes it fun. But again, thank you for tuning in to all of our listeners. You know who you are. Shout out to you all. Remember, you can always find the D.B.A.B. D.B.A.B. podcast anywhere podcast can be found. Try saying that really fast. Yeah, say that real fast.
Hey, remember the 40-20 rule, and if you're bettors, 40-20 rule, those 4 teams we told you make money.
Yeah.
Send it our
Remember
way.
also
DBAB
that Tom
podcast.
wins 64% of the games in the second round or whatever.
And
when he's ranked lower, get it right.
When he's ranked lower, all that.
68% of the time, it works every time.
Hey, and we got to see what's the point threshold you got to hit to win the game in March Madness.
Yes. So we will be tuning back in for another episode, probably after the first weekend of March Madness, to kind of give a recap, what the craziness, the upsets, the buzzer beaters, checking to see how our picks are going.
Moment.
Let's see who's going to be, which one of us in our group is going to have their brackets busted the first, all that fun stuff. But gentlemen, as always, it is a pleasure. It is an honor to be with you all, to come here together and talk. Missing the other 3, we need to get the whole group back on here, but actually kind of flows better with less people, so don't tell them I said that. But
it's amazing, huh? You got less mouths.
No, if there were,
I think not as many people interrupting.
If we were in the same room, I think it could flow better because we're actually there.
I agree, 100%.
But anyways, we appreciate everybody. We love everybody. But
I know we need to figure out summer. Fellas.
Anyway, figure out the show.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out
as we go on.
But
great job listening to you guys. Shout out, our picks for the national championship. Yeah. They bust. If they get it, they get it. The Survivor thing, we're gonna figure it out. We won't let Josh figure it out. But good to listen. Have a good week.
Yes. Always remember, people. Always remember that we live in a dark world. So always try to remember to
be the light.
That's out. Signing out.